Hi everyone, welcome back. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing recipes. Today we're going to do this delicious truffle gnocchi dish from HelloFresh, and I'm going to go through the whole process, everything from taking out the ingredients and the meal prep and everything. So as you can see, this is truffle mushroom gnocchi. So I'm taking everything out of the package. HelloFresh delivers everything that you need to prepare the dish. Taking everything out, we have our scallion, we have mushrooms, we have our flavor packet, cheese, breadcrumbs, tomato, some garlic powder. There's the truffle zest. That is amazing, by the way. So I'm taking everything out. There's some gnocchi in the bottom of the bag there that I'm going to take out as well. And we're going to get started. Each of your meals come with this recipe card that lists everything that you're going to need to prepare the meal. It lists out all of the ingredients that comes in the box, and it also tells you how long it should take to prep and cook the meal. On the back of the card, it lists what you're going to need to prepare, tells you what equipment you'll need. In addition, it breaks down all of the cooking steps. Step one is to prep your vegetables. It's always usually to prep all of your vegetables for the recipe. Could not be simpler. Really wonderful. And speaking of prepping vegetables, I've chopped all of these ingredients. I have the Roma tomato, I have the cremini mushrooms, and I have the scallions that I've all prepared for this dish. This is every vegetable that's going to go into this dish. If you like, you can add shallots. If you don't like scallions, you could use shallots instead. You can also use fresh garlic. I opted to use just the garlic powder that came with the recipe because I did not have any fresh garlic. So it starts with toasting the breadcrumbs. I simply did that by adding a tablespoon of butter, melted it, and then added my breadcrumbs and garlic powder and toasted until it was all absorbed. Now I'm going to get into making the actual dish. Next, we're going to go ahead and add some avocado oil to our pan that's on. This is a great Curtis Stone pan that I got. I'll tell you about that later, but one of my go-tos. So I'm going to start by adding avocado oil and our cremini mushrooms, which are very flavorful, by the way. I love cremini mushrooms. Those are my favorite. So I'm going to also add some pink Himalayan salt. Salt in general draws moisture out of things, and mushrooms hold a lot of water, a lot of moisture. So I'm going to add just a little bit to that, and I'm going to go ahead and saute these mushrooms. Get them nice and soft. After these have began to sweat just a little, I'm going to add in our scallions. Next, we're going to go ahead and add the scallions. Typically, in these types of recipes, you add the scallion whites. Those are the tougher parts first, and kind of add the green parts of the scallion toward the end. So here I am adding some garlic powder that came with the HelloFresh recipe to the cremini mushrooms and the scallion. We're going to go ahead and let this continue to reduce. As you can see, those mushrooms are releasing their moisture and kind of shrinking up a little bit. And this is what we want. To this, we're going to add a little water. I'm going to list the ingredients in the description, so don't worry. And then we're going to add this mushroom, this like concentrated mushroom flavored stock. So with that and the water, it's going to create like a delicious and flavorful stock. So we're going to get that incorporated. That's a wonderful base to this meal. To this, we're going to add something unexpected, some cream cheese. So we're going to get this in, whisk that in to kind of blend it and get it all incorporated. This is looking so good already. One packet of cream cheese in and one to go. Both of these cream cheese packets were included in the box of ingredients, bag of ingredients rather, for this meal. So I'm going to add this, take this little whisk that I got from my hand mixer because I'm indecisive about the next purchase for the whisk that I want. So I'm going to go ahead and add these, whisk it and try to get the cream cheese incorporated into the broth. So here we have, I've added the gnocchi to this pan. I've taken it out of the boiling water. You just cook it just like you would any other pasta. Same ratio. Get a big pot of water. Add some salt, bring it to a boil, add the gnocchi. When it begins to float, it's done. Or you can just take out a piece and taste it. This gnocchi, I left a little al dente because I know that I wanted it to continue to cook in this delicious and flavorful broth. Alrighty, on to the next step. We are in the home stretch, almost done. So to this pan of deliciousness, we're going to add the chopped Roma tomatoes. Get those in. As you can see, the sauce is reduced and it's looking great. So we're going to add our scallion greens. And as I said, we typically add the scallion greens toward the end because you want them to maintain some vibrance. And then I'm going to add some some dried parsley. The recipe doesn't call for it, but you know, I love it. So we're going to go ahead and put it in. And this truffle zest is a game changer. In my humble opinion, it's the next best thing to actual truffle. I love the flavor of truffle. I've never purchased truffle oil, but this truffle zest, it's the best in my humble opinion. So I'm going to add this entire packet in and continue to reduce, let this sauce thicken. As you can see, we wanted to add the tomatoes and the scallion greens for them to kind of maintain their shape and their vibrancy. It really adds something to this dish. As you can see, it was kind of bland, so I added a little color and brightness to this delicious dish. And as I said, here I'm going to just shut off the heat, cover it, and let it continue to thicken. Oh, I added a pat of butter. The recipe didn't call for it, but butter adds a certain richness to these types of dishes. So, and as you can see, I snuck a piece out to taste. Here it is, plated for two. This is great with crostini and a salad. This is a whole meal, really delicious. So to this, we're going to top with some Parmesan. Of course, the Parmesan cheese came with a meal packet. We're going to sprinkle this liberally all over the dish. I personally would definitely add it at the end. I wouldn't add it into the cooking process. And these are those toasted breadcrumbs that we made earlier. They're toasted just with butter and some garlic powder. We're going to sprinkle those over. I love the additional crunch that toasted breadcrumbs adds to any pasta dish. Believe it or not, I put it on like spaghetti and lasagna. I love to add toasted breadcrumbs to my pasta. So there you have it. This is done and ready to serve. It was so easy to make. Oh, can't forget Old Faithful. You know, we have to add some of our parsley, some dried parsley. It gives it a little vibrance, and for me, I love the flavor. And it sort of looks like the picture. I like mine better actually. So here I am giving you just a look of the consistency. The sauce is thick and it's delicious. It's amazing. I could have eaten this entire thing, but I did not. Please send this to someone who wants to add a different dish to the repertoire, or someone who's never had gnocchi before. Like, subscribe, and share. Come back. Toodles.